Well, that's relative.
Good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And this is the Restore and Recharge practice recorded live on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. at our studio here. Welcome.
Beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day outside and a lovely day in the studio here to work on things like our strength and our active stretch. We encourage you to follow along, take your time, and work with these simple drills to explore strength with a best friend here, best friends at home, or
By yourself.
with this internet thing working that way.
I think our colors look really nice together.
Yeah,
Sorry,
nice
just
and
adjusting.
Spring-like.
Shall
here.
we start breathing?
Purple and pink. Lauren's gonna get in her back. I'll stay in my little crouch. Get into a comfortable position of your choosing, and we'll work on our breath. Take a couple moments as I describe our drill here. As you close your mouth, breathe in through the nose, and also exhaling through the nose. How's that feeling today? As we integrate the swing or the hinge, we would love to maintain the breath and the tension in the core. Breathing in and out through the nose, take a moment, and can you brace your abdominals as if you could take that punch? And then relax.
Oh, I wasn't breathing while I did that.
That is the tough part. We have that flight or fight response where we tense up and things get tight. We want to maintain our breath over those moments. So, can you brace your core here and sniff in for 5 seconds? Maintain your brace and exhale. Commit to a brace. Yep. Breathe in. And exhale. Play with that for 2 more repetitions. Yep. Brace. Sniff in. Think of breathing underneath of this shield, our abdominals, as a strong protective layer here for our abs. Exhale. And I promise it's not a sneak attack. I promise I'm not going to hit her, but
You could.
heavy abs. Breathe in and exhale. We always have these ways to make our breathing drills or any drills more simple or more challenging. Maintain your brace and breathe over top of it. Working on that in the near future.
I always think of the Ninja Turtles and their front
in the
shell.
half shell.
I love the Ninja Turtles.
We got Leonardo, Donatello.
And their front shell and how they can keep that tightness in their shell, but they still have to breathe underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, ankles?
Ankles. Play with that breath in your own practice, and we'll play with it again on Friday.
Staying lying down or seated in your chair. Well, actually, just put your hands at your side. Knees bent, feet flat. Bring one knee in towards your chest and just slowly extend at the knee. And then bend and switch legs. And then bend and switch legs. And make that a little bit dynamic as you're switching legs. As you're doing this, continue. Do it with a flex foot for 1 more on each side. And then the next 2, I want you to try doing the same thing, but with a pointed foot. And does that make your knee straighter? Does it feel different? 1 more time each side, but the pointed foot. I get a little bit of a stretch up the front of my shin when I do that. And back down. We'll bring one knee in this time and grip behind the knee. And we'll go through our ankle and then we'll visit our knee before we're done here. So our pointed foot first. We'll do some simple circles here. From that noon o'clock position, I want you to start drawing your circle clockwise. So whatever foot you have, start drawing your ankle circle clockwise, making sure you hit each hour or minute on the clock. I'm just pulling around to about 6 o'clock on the clock here, so you shouldn't be too much further ahead of me. 7, 8, 9. Quiet toes, so the ankle to that noon, and now we'll go counterclockwise. As I do this, I have my hands behind my knee to try to block my knee movement. I look at my ankle joint. because that's the joint that I want to be articulating right now. All the way around to that noon o'clock, and then be loosey-goosey with that ankle if you can be. We'll straighten that leg, keep it up, straighten that leg as best as you can. Now, resisting the close, I don't want you to go anywhere. Imagine bending your knee right now. Just put some tension through it. I'm shaking, I'm not going anywhere, but I'm trying to bend my knee for 3. Now, keep that tension and actually bend your knee. But push through concrete so that your hamstring gets all fired up, and fully close your knee as deep as you can. Bend that knee as much as you can. Tell it it's okay to flex this deep. 3, 2, and then easy off. Whew.
That does get the sweat taps going if you do a couple of those.
We're back to that, or we're onto the second leg and back to the ankle. So I'll gently extend, grip behind my knee. We'll point our foot, start at noon. And this time, same thing, starting clockwise. So drawing your ankle circle clockwise here. Carving out all the corners. Looking at that ankle as you do this. Ooh, skip, no skipping.
Encourage that knee to either stay straight, or maintain the bend. It is amazing how the knee wants to help out.
Switch directions. I have a slight bend, but I have my hands behind my knee so I can feel it, making sure it doesn't move. You are going to feel some muscles and tendons pull underneath your hands because everything's connected. But the leg isn't moving. Last half circle here, finishing the counter.
I'm a little bit faster today, I guess.
That's not usual.
And I'm going to wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, we went to that straight leg. Without moving, try to close your leg, but don't move. We're fired up, but don't move for 5.
The braking mechanism
4.
is the quads. The gas mechanism is that hamstring.
And now you're actually going to close, but keep that tension. Keep that tension. Ooh, all the way. Close till you can flex this deep. 3, 2, and easy off. Very nice.
We'll take our time over to the lunge position. And whether your lunge position is a high lunge position or here. Get into that lunge.
I'm just taking my time.
I see that. Okay, so Lauren's favorite drill again from this position has lately been the bowl of punch sliding across the table. Before we get there, hike up this hip. It might look something like this. And then bring your hips to more or less level. Then we'll do the anterior and posterior tilts in the hips. Very slow, get going on that. My favorite thing to do lately is those hula hoops. We'll save that for Friday. But keeping those hips level and square or tucked, slide the hips or the bowl of punch forward, and you'll see that Lauren's knee might start tracking over the toe. Pushing yourself back, crushing tension through that foot. Push yourself back, stay square, and repeat 2 more. Glide forward, keeping the tuck of the hips. Press back, and 1 more time, gliding forward, challenging the mobility here, and probably feeling the stretch load on that back hip. Return to center. Bring that foot underneath of you and switch. Little bit of this up and down to find level, tucking under and tilting the tailbone away, tuck and tilt, retuck, find center. Keep those flashlights on the hips forward as we slowly push forward, maintaining level hips and pushing back. Also maintaining level hips. Twice more. Are you breathing? If your back is showing this rib flare, lock those ribs down onto the hips and return to the back. And last time. Towards the front. Encourage that knee over the toe. and back. And center. Lauren's going to stand up. I'm going to stay down. And from here, we'll just start quickly working on our shoulder circle. Establish in a split stance. My left leg is in front. My right hand is now at my side. At our shoulder blades, do a shrug, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back. Let's repeat the other direction. Go down, forward, up, retractor back, down, forward, up, retract. Now last repetition of the shoulder blade, set it down, and straight arm now towards your safe overhead with a straight elbow towards overhead. Pull that armpit or lat down. Turn your palm down as it's rotating from the humerus in the shoulder, as we internally rotate on the shoulder into this extension position through our at the arm, and pull the back of the hand, the palm facing out, to the hip. Repeat a shrug, retraction, and set low. Extension in the shoulder, staying square, reaching your end range out the back, keeping the elbow straight and locked out. Yep, pulling down from the armpit lats, returning a straight arm overhead, and continuing to pull down. Square in, balance, and switch it out. Same thing on the other side. Scapular control first, and then the shoulder articulation next. A shrug or elevate, the push forward, the down, and the pull. Can you repeat up and forward? And talk to those muscles, talk to those active parts helping you out there. Now go low and forward and up and retract, and low and forward and up, retract. Now we'll set that shoulder low. We'll repeat a straight arm towards overhead, elbow straight, nice long fingertips going through. Once you're in your safe overhead, pack the shoulder in the sense of stability from the scapula, rotate out to the side. No pinching and paining, please. That's not the point of this exercise. We're in extension now with Lauren and my arms behind us. Pull under that shoulder blade, returning your hand to your side. Shrug, retract, set low. Extend the shoulder to the back with a stiff arm. Square up ribs and hips. Keep that tricep locked out, nice and heavy tension on the armpit towards your safe overhead, and continue to pull the armpit and return the arm to the ground. And relax for a second.
The ground?
The ground. The ground. Have a sip. Coffee, water. What's your style this morning?
I had 3 cups of coffee, so I should have some water.
I know. I might have to
All right, we're on to
excuse
our
myself if I have any more.
feet articulation.
Great.
Grab something to balance on so balance isn't a priority here. Come up with me.
You're good.
Come
You're
here.
good. Okay. Here we go.
All right, feet in parallel.
Oh, yeah, quarter turn. Yeah.
Gently point through that demi point or the ball of the foot. Check out my foot or your foot or both, making sure your knee is pointed forward and that ankle isn't jutting out to the side. Let's just push and switch legs. Push, switch. Repeat that for 2 more. Push, switch, push up, switch. Go back to the original side, so 1 more switch, I think. Now use your toe muscles to push up to the tops of your toes. Roll over your toes if allowed. Use the top of your toe muscles to push tip-tap through the demi point again. Push that heel down. Now at the bottom here, lift your foot, or lift your, keep your heel heavy, but lift the rest of your foot. Now place the foot down and switch. Gently bend through demi. Use your toe up. Roll over. Toe up. demi, heel down, straight leg, lift the front of your foot, heels heavy. One more time on the other side, demi.
I caught myself looking down at the
Point.
same time I saw Lauren looking straight ahead. Try to
Over.
look straight ahead.
Point, demi, knee straight, heel down. Well, knee straightens as your heel comes down. Keep your knee straight. Lift the rest of your foot. Heels heavy. I feel that through the back of my knee like a high calf stretch. That places down. Gently demi, point, over,
Flex.
point, demi, heel, foot lifts, 3, 2, and relax. Our ballet instructor would sing that warm up. I won't sing for you.
Can you do the same on both sides? I have more range on this one than that one. Where does that show up for you in real life, in either painful ways you want to try to modify or in ways to help your strength along?
Bars.
Oh, hips. Get those bars going. I'll give you more room now.
All right. Before we get into our hip bars, we saw this really neat drill just showing a little bit of internal, external rotation. I think that'll help you a little bit. Stand on your inside leg. Take the other leg forward just so the heel rests on the floor. Right? That leg remains straight. Your heel is your pivot point. That whole leg is one unit, so there's a bar up that leg into its hip. From here, I want you to externally rotate at the hip. So I'm pivoting on my heel. Make sure you're not faking it and your ankle or your foot isn't going further than your knee because you're just pretending then. Rotate back to center.
That cue's more likely on this direction here, folks.
Internal rotate.
The foot goes out, but the hip goes in, if you can see that or visualize that.
Back to center one more time. Externally rotate. So this is what we mean when we're saying our external rotation, or show that inseam. Back through center. Internally rotate. The whole leg tries to rotate in. Back to center. Pull that leg under you. Let's just explore the other one, then we'll get to our hip bars. So tall on the other leg, heel comes forward, rod goes up, rotate. Back through center, internally rotate.
And it's not wrong if your foot is doing the work. It's just part of that process of educating those certain body parts.
Internal. And one more time. External. When you do this, though, you should feel up into that butt cheek.
Those hip holsters
Last
right
one.
there.
Back to center. Pull that leg underneath you. Now we'll hip bar.
Excellent.
2, please, each side.
Low and then high.
Low and high. Pointing to the front. Tall on that inside leg. Start drawing that nice circle as you get to that second position. That inseam is forward. Continue around the back, and that's where that inseam will hide. Straight to the back. No arch in the low back. Roll over your toes, keeping your knees straight. I saw that from here, Ian. Go straight to the back point. Start opening up in its socket. All the way around. Inseam is forward once you're at that second position. All the way to the front. Pull it back under you. Either same thing at the same height or slightly higher. Point, maybe lift. Think about pulling that leg in its socket. Reaching to the side. All the way around to the back. Hips are still square forward. Knees straight. Pull that leg with a straight knee underneath you. Repeat. Point to the back. Maybe lift up. Start your external rotation in that socket. Reaching long. Pew, pew.
Shooting energy out those
all
toesies.
The way to the front. Pew, 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 pew. Pull it underneath you. Whew. Switch. That was nice. Same thing other side. Tall on inside leg. Point. Start your low circle. Start that rotation in its socket. As it comes to the side.
Reach.
Whoa.
Speedy Gonzalez, unlike us here.
A little fast. Pull underneath. Not you, the car outside. Now, straight to the back point. Keep that knee straight. Rotate it in its socket. Long, long, long. And underneath. When I say long, you're trying to reach. Reach. Point. up, reach, long, send it, full send, take it behind you. That's what the kids say now. Keep that knee straight, pull it underneath.
That's what they used to say. Who knows what they say
Yeah,
now?
it's probably switched now. Point, externally rotate, open, pew, reach.
Sending energy to you, Lauren.
Long, I didn't hear it. Point and under. Very nice. That should feel lovely.
They feel warmed up. Why do we do those movements? To get those hips moving, to show up in real life in the garden, as well to help us with our get up.
On the dance floor. All right,
With
get
our
up.
get up. I'm going to take that light load. This is our wood dumbbell. Grab the light dumbbell, the shoe. Challenge your get up if you feel appropriate to go overhead. If not, like Lauren, put it across your body.
Let's all do our right side.
Right side get
Because
up.
we're going to be coming back down and up and doing right side things, and then we'll do left side things.
So Lauren's right arm across the chest and my right arm overhead. The leg we can touch does what? It drops back. That's right. Good answer. We drop back into our lunge. Next, we open that gateway, add a rotation, hinge on the hip, place the hand on the floor, sweep through, find an elbow, and then that core brace drag to the ground. If you have the shoe, hey, that's my hair. If you have the shoe or the load, pull it to the belly button and set it off to the side for a second. From the back, we'll get into our core exercises here. So first, let's adopt our high plank position. Wide open hands, modify as we need here. First repetition, we'll end up doing 2. I'll do it from our modified position here.
That visual aid. All right, you're started.
Yep.
High plank, go. Either from your knees or from your toes. Pull your shoulders down. Keep your head in line with your spine. But squeeze them harder out there. Squeeze them. Keep that shield on as you breathe. 3, 2, easy off.
Whew.
Should you do that?
Avoid the child's pose. Push yourself back if you need, but promote lumbar extension, please.
He's going to do it again.
Or
Get
no,
ready.
one more time. So
From
modify as you need again. Get to the high plank if you feel appropriate for that.
Ready?
Lauren,
set,
count us in.
tension up. Butts. Shields. Shoulders set. Lats braced. Heads in line. Tighter. 3, 2, easy off. Good job, Ian. Flip back over. Right side comes back.
So again, that light dumbbell. I'm going to show the cuddle. From the cuddle to that firing range of the press. Set up. Take a sniff. Extend. Tall sit. Bridge. Push away from the floor. Sweep. Slide that hand up a leg. Square up a lunge. Take a breath. Tension to drive to tall. And pull down. Your turn.
I thought we did double pin.
Oh, is that right there?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so grab out that chair again. Thank you for that. Lauren will go on the bar. I'll grab the chair.
Have fun.
The développé.
So right leg only, Ian.
Right leg.
And then we'll do the whole left side next.
Yeah, so stand on your right leg.
Or stand on your right leg.
Pull to this coup de pied position. Do you remember isometric contractions from last week? It's hard work, like that plank, without going anywhere. For 10 seconds, pull in to a straw. We've started 10 seconds already. And think pulling that knee higher without it going anywhere. Very similar again to Lauren's knee exercise in the warm-up. For 2 more seconds. 1 more second. Relax tension. Keeping the hips level, like in our lunge, bring the foot towards the knee. Might not get there, and that's okay. Same thing, isometric, cramp up, pull the knee up as if there's heavy resistance here for 5 more seconds. Make it work for 3 and 2. Control the off. Perhaps lift it higher for an extra second and extend the hip to the back. Cramp up, hold. Let's work for 5 more seconds here. We're continuing to pull to the midline, extending the hip, tap a toe out the back, flex over toes, and bring underneath. Same thing to the side this time. Bring a foot to the coup de pied position with your knee facing side and your inseam facing forward. Cramp up your standing leg, isometric, high intensity, no movement, pull that knee higher for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, relax that tension. Cramp up your standing leg, keep those hips level, and bring a foot to the knee.
Whoops, I was already there.
Take a moment, isometric, lift the knee higher, cramp the standing leg for 5, 4, 3, stay there, relax tension. Could you lift up a little higher and then straighten the knee and tap and close and return center. Thank you. Get up time. Now it's your time, Lauren. Grab that dumbbell.
So we should be on the left side now.
Left side loaded.
Press it. Pardon?
Yep.
Step back lunge. Front foot opens. Rotate chop. Hand finds floor. Lift sweep. Elbow. Push away from elbow, bracing on the down to your back. High plank again.
High plank.
Flip over. Let's do a push up to that plank position.
Modify as you need, but looking great.
Ready?
2 times 10 seconds.
Are you ready?
Cramp up tension. Go. Breathing. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze your bum.
It's squeezed.
Don't let anyone move you around. Very strong for 4, 3, knees down with coasting away. Always take your time getting in and out of your moves. Reset hands, elbow pits forward, locked in from the armpits, and go. Again, maintain beautiful line here. Up to some interpretation on the head based on what's going on for 2 more seconds, and relax. And lunge up.
No. Get
up.
up. Yeah.
There is a lunge, I guess, and a get up.
Left arm.
I'm just gonna watch.
Left arm. Use your hip.
Hip drive.
Push. Find your hand.
Yep.
A lift, a sweep. Hand leaves floor. Front foot moves. Both legs up.
Very cool.
Pull, bell, down.
All right. That développé, which isn't truly développé, more of those retiré exercises here to find that isometric tension. We hope, again, cramps up those glutes, challenges those hip flexors, maintaining strong hip flexors for core and back health. Single leg, the inside leg is your standing leg. Pull the outside leg to the coup de pied. Foot on ankle. Hold. Pulling in together. You're squeezing your bum cheeks this way, as well as hip extensions. And this hip flexion
3
for 2, 1, relax tension. Perhaps flex the hip, pulling the knee towards the foot towards the knee. Cramp up your standing leg and pull the knee higher without letting it, balance, without letting it actually move, but create nice tension on this hip flexor for 5, 4, 3, 2, stay but chill. There might be 1 more degree to explore in the up direction. Then extend the hip to the back. If your toes pointed like me, now take a moment and flex it the other way. And for 10, 9, we're extending our hip to the back, cramping up the glutes for 3,
keeping the core
2,
tight.
extend through the knee to tap, flex over toes, pull underneath. Same thing, last time of this variation, into that side or second position. Pull, a foot up, coup de pied, level hips, cramp up, and again, isometrically flex this hip as to lift up against heavy tension for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, stay but chill. Cramp up your standing leg. Flex the hip to the side. Take a breath. Isometric hip flexion. Go. Pull up for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax the tension. For one more repetition, could you find one more millimeter of room? Hold for a 1/1000. Extend through the knee. Tap down. Close. And close the hip.
Oh, that's so much harder than swinging a kettlebell.
That's awesome.
Let's crawl.
Yeah, we're gonna crawl and continue to work on the hinges. If you have the load, the ottoman, I'm gonna use those wood sticks or dowels again, and we're gonna get our swing going, or rather our hinge going to get to the windmill.
Before we do this, let's do our elephant. Using our hinge, chop your hips, pushing hips back, coming towards the floor, or Ian has his modified position there with the chair. I'm gonna walk myself out to what would typically be known as our down dog. I like to call it our mountain or our elephant.
Mountain top.
Trying to, 1, tilt tail to the ceiling. 2, keep your elbows straight. 3, maybe push your heels down. Now, alternating hand and foot, taking baby steps, trying to keep all those knees straight, all the knees you have. Elbows might bend as you take that step, but keep those knees as straight as possible for 3, 2, and then walk your hands towards your feet or your feet towards your hands. Extend your spine, load up your hinge. Stand up.
Excellent. And throughout the H word, the hinge word. Hinges are safe ways to lift in the garden, as well as safe ways to lift in your exercise. We'll do that for now. In the hinge, I'm gonna set up with my feet just outside of my hips. Personalize that stance as you need. Everyone's body is a different shape. The hip hinge is to karate chop yourself on that hip and tip back. So nose are going over the toes in a sense here. Our shins stay vertical, our shoulders stay down. Take a sniff in, brace like in the warm-up, and extend with what? What'd you squeeze? The core for tension for safety strength, and the hips or the bum to make it work. Repeat 2 more. Take a moment, karate chop hips, vertical shins, nose over those toes, take a sniff, brace on the abdominals, and squeeze your glutes. And squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. And relax. Let's do it one more time. The karate chop on hips, the vertical shins, the length through the spine. Take a sniff. Brace down. And then relax that out. Tension and relaxation. Super important. So again, that movement aims to help us. You're just watching this for a second.
Me too.
That movement again is going to help us connect with this beautiful and strong lift called the windmill. So stay tuned, be patient, we'll work on that.
Until then, we're going to lizard to help open those hips. I'm going to do this stationary just so we can do it stationary if you don't have room to move around. Hip hinge.
Lizard from the chair or the box. I recommend a sturdy surface. I'm hoping this doesn't slide out on me.
Walk self out to high plank as practiced before. Take your right foot, place it close to your right hand. If this is hard from the floor, that's where you come up. Sorry, I'm blocking your view to Ian. That's where you bring the floor up. Okay, take a second, brace core, keep those hips high as you put that foot back. Switch. Extend that back leg. Enjoy that stretch. Brace core. Put that foot back to where you got it. Excited for my Staples delivery. I love Staples.
Stationary.
Are we back to that first leg
We're
again?
back to the first leg. Thanks for the focus.
Yeah, sorry. And then brace and switch. One more time. Other foot. Maybe it's rotating in its socket. Foot goes back. Lift those hips up. Bend the knees.
Keep
walking
the
your hands back.
long.
Tail is long. Spine is extended.
Hinge position.
Up with your hinge.
Let's do 2 more repetitions of the very same hinge drills before, and then we're going to start to play with some newer swing and hinge drills for tension and variation. Sound good? I'm just also not totally sure if Lauren's passions for strength, fitness, running, and wellness are #1, or her love of stationary. I'm not sure.
Or my love of heavy equipment.
Or heavy equipment,
There's
like
some
the
serious heavy equipment
like
out
the
there.
concrete truck out there
And
right
then
now.
the guy who backed out the 20-foot trailer. Did
That
you
was
see
impressive. That was impressive. That was teamwork. Okay, setting up our hinge with our shoulders
that?
back.
Can't back up our lawnmower.
That hip hinge is important too. Nose over those toes with a super long spine as we hinge on the hips. Get to the bottom of your hinge, pack your shoulders, take a sniff, brace, and drive with your bum squeeze. Relax that tension. Let's do that one more time. Push your energy down and into the floor as you set up your hip hinge. Get to your safe bottom. Pack the shoulders.
Feel that load in
Take a
glutes.
sniff. Mint a coin with those glutes. Crack a walnut. Relax. If you feel great with that drill, do that for about 5 more reps. If you want to add to that, follow along with a drill that Lauren and I will call our shadow swing. Shadow swing will be hands out front. And right now, I'm going to try to push Lauren over and couldn't. I'm going to try to push you at home too, and I couldn't. We're braced. We're tense. We're strong in our playing. Relax, because that's heavy metal. That's hard to hold. Shake that out. Tall position. Repeat as Lauren did. Arms out. Brace. Pull those hands down, like the shoulder move from the warm-up, to touch your quads. Now, can you initiate your hinge? Keep your wrists close or tight to your groin. Keep your hands touching the legs as you stand up. Give your glutes a good squeeze. And the hands fly or float to the top. Repeat. You're tall, 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 till the hands can't go anywhere. Set up the hip hinge. Maintain the shoulders in retraction.
Feel the load in glutes.
Hands stay tight to the body as we extend. Squeeze the glutes and through. Let's do 3 more. Arms down. Arms hinge. Hips hinge rather. Cramp up tension and through. Arms down. Hips hinge.
Brace.
Brace core. Squeezing glutes and through. Arms down. Set up hinge. Brace control. To the top, and then float those arms out.
Ooh, I have a fun one more crawl, if you will.
Yep.
It's not a crawl.
Nice. Last week, I believe it was last week, we finished with that second transition. This will help that and maybe even come up at the end with that exercise.
I'm going to creep towards you as we do this. We call it a horse, wide horse. Taking a single leg, it's going to step lateral and slightly forward. When you step out here, if I had a long dowel, I could put it down and it would touch this back toe and it would touch the back of the heel. So your heel and your toe are on the same line here.
1 foot length ahead of each other.
Okay? Sit into that hip or leg, if you will. This foot is still flat. Knee is tracking toe, chest is up. I'm going to stay underneath my ceiling. My ceiling has now come down to just touch the tip of my ponytail. Stay low, creep forward. Shift that weight. Bear weight on that single leg. Forward. Slow and controlled, single leg. Forward. Creep in low. Ooh. Last one or two. Now shift that weight over here. Transfer all your weight on that single leg. Transfer all that weight. Stand up. Sit back low. And then take that foot out. Transfer all that load. Stand up. Sit low. Come back through. Last time, transfer your weight. Stand up. Sit low and through. Sorry, I'm creeping too close. Single leg. All the way up. Easy done it. Easy done it. Whew.
And in.
We have one more pop and chop here.
One more pop and chop. Please take your time on your swing. Maintain the integrity of the spine and the extension, the tension in the core for the safety and the strength to progress through this lift. One more set, 5 pop and chops to start. A pop and chop is slightly more ballistic than the shadow. Like our swing hinge, it's going to start with our chop on the hips, push the hands and the energy to the back. On the way up, keep your hands behind, push your hips through, and end up in the tops position with bent arms this time. Extend your elbows. When they touch your hips, the chop will hinge, hands stay back, glutes through, and extend. Chop, pop, chop, pop.
Shins are still vertical.
Pop, up.
Hips are still high.
Chop, pop.
Spine is neutral.
Pop, and yeah.
Punch in the stomach.
Last 2, because I can't count.
2.
And one more time.
Boom.
That's our little pop and chop. And why would we want to do that, Lauren?
To swing. Oh.
You gonna do it?
My coffee is sitting in my...
Great. So we're doing those things to swing kettlebells.
To go to the bathroom before I
as
swing
well
a bell.
to work on our windmill movement as well. One last movement. I like to just talk to our row. Let's talk to our row.
Hello,
Let's
row.
get in our split stance nice and tall. And bring, a light dumbbell. I would not use anything too heavy here because we're going to hold this in a tall position. We're not going to hinge. We're not going to hinge.
We're not going to hinge.
We're not going to hinge. From this position, bend your elbow.
Well, I was doing that.
Pull your shoulder blade to your midline. Shoulder blade squeezing to your midline, as Lauren's showing here. Keep squeezing the shoulder blade to midline and push as if Lauren's going to try to push me over here. Push forward. Keep going.
Well, they don't have a person.
Keep going against heavy tension. Keep your shoulder blade in retraction and slowly extend your elbow to straight. At straight, protract or push your shoulder forward. Straight elbow, retract, setting the scapula. And now pull the elbow to just about here, just in line with your body. Relax your tension. Pull that shoulder blade in tight, and then as if trying to overcome tension out front, press forward. Whoa! At the top, protract the shoulder to let that scapula slide around the body. Pull the scapula back onto the ribs and pull into our row. I'd like to do that one more time.
Hold
Relax
my lat.
tension.
Ooh.
Pull your armpit together.
Sorry, I got a lat cramp.
We can do amazing work with no load. Don't work too hard there, Lauren. Let's go one more time. Shoulder blade retract. Press forward. Continuing to build that resilience through the back to straighten the elbow. Protract forward. Retract. Pull. Elbow towards spine, hip. Relax the tension. Reset the other side.
I get lat cramps really easy.
Which is great, but don't try too hard right away. Same thing other side, last exercise for the day. Hips are forward, elbow bent at our side, and familiarize again with that armpit or shoulder pack. From this position, square up, shoulder blade tight to the body, and push forward with resistance. Once your elbow is fully extended, protract that shoulder forward, retract the shoulder with no elbow bend yet, and then encourage that elbow to bend to the body. Relax tension. Pull that armpit in tight. Pull that scapula to your midline, and against that tension, press heavy forward. When the arm's fully extended at the elbow, protract. Pull with a super straight elbow into the shoulder socket, and once you set that shoulder blade, pull the elbow to your midline. Relax tension. Final set, final rep. Pack a shoulder, scapula to midline, extend through that elbow with tension and control. Protract at the top, retract from the lat armpit, and pull crazy tension as it feels safe to build, and relax. We don't need weight to do great work. You know that at home. Thank you for sharing in this simple and strong pursuit for your strength, your wellness, your health, all those other exercise jargon words. That's Restore and Recharge. Anything else you want to add, Lauren?
Nope.
Keep up your push. Keep up the pull. Get down, get up. Life will get you down. Let's get back up again.
Do these things to make life easier.
Life is great.
Enjoy your gardening today, and now it's going to be so easy to pick those weeds. You can come over and pick my weeds if you want.
So we use those simple techniques for lifts in the gym and for life outside. Thank you for spending this morning with us in the studio. We look forward to staying strong with you and seeing you soon. Take care.
That was really fun. Thanks for coming.